What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome here. We talk all things self-improvement, entrepreneurship, and relationships. And today we be talking about why you need to focus only on yourself and stay silent. This is going to be a good one. So I have 5 points I want to get into today. Let's go ahead and dive into it. No. 1. People don't like being reminded of their own issues. Now, there are some conversations that are necessary to have, but most of them are not. We live in a world where everyone is talking about themselves. If you do this, you're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities. You've not gone be able to connect with people, and you've not gone be able to build relationships. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever focus on yourself. It's okay to focus on yourself in your own life. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Just concentrate on your own journey. Of course you should. There are times when you need to focus on yourself, and there are times when you need to focus on others. And if you'd like to go ahead and check out this video right here, it's also going to help you a lot. But too many people focus on others all the time. They never focus on themselves. This is why they're always unhappy and unfulfilled. They're always looking for validation from others because they never give it to themselves. Everyone wants to share their opinions and their views on everything. Not everyone is a good listener. How much time do you spend every day focusing on yourself versus focusing on others? He says that it was because he focused on himself and stayed silent. He didn't listen to all the people who told him he would never make it. He didn't pay attention to all the negative voices. He just focused on himself and worked hard to achieve his goals. And now, he's one of the most successful actors in Hollywood. If you're like most people, the answer is probably not enough. We live in a narcissistic culture that has made it more important than ever to focus on yourself. But at the same time, we're surrounded by people who are always trying to make us feel bad about ourselves. They constantly criticizing us and telling us that we not good enough, or beautiful enough, or smart enough. But if you want to be successful in life, you have to ignore all that noise and focus on yourself. You have to trust that you're on the right path, even if nobody else believes in you. See, when you focus on yourself, you're able to tap into your own inner strength and resilience. You're able to become the best version of yourself. But when you focus on others, you're only going to drag yourself down. You're going to bring their energy into your life. And that could be good or bad. It all depends on the type of person you're surrounding yourself with. In fact, most people are not good listeners. They don't listen to others. All they do is wait for their turn to speak again. They don't care about what you're saying. They're just waiting for you to finish so they can start talking about themselves again. But if you want to be a good conversationalist, you need to be a good listener first. And the best way to become a good listener is to stop focusing on yourself and start paying attention to others. When you do this, you'll be able to have better conversations and make people feel appreciated. This will also make you more likable and trustworthy. And in the long run, it will benefit you in many ways. Now, depending on who you are and what you do, you may have different types of conversations. For example, if you're a salesperson, you be talking on the phone a lot more than somebody who works in an office. But no matter what your job is, there are still unnecessary conversations that take place throughout the day. These are conversations that don't really need to happen, but we have them anyway. For example, gossip. A lot of gossip that takes place in workplaces is completely unnecessary. It doesn't need to happen, but people still do it anyway. Why? Because they're bored. They're trying to pass time. They're trying to make their day more interesting. But these types of conversations can be a waste of time. If you're not careful, they can bring bad energy into your life. It's very important to focus on yourself and stay silent. The more you focus on yourself, the less you'll have to worry about what other people are doing. And the less you worry about them, the less you'll need to talk about them. There was a quote that I read the other day that said, "Stop pointing your fingers because 3 of them are pointing back at you." There's always some type of beef going on. Now, you can choose to get involved in this drama, or you could just stay away from it altogether. But if you really want to keep it 100, you have to stay out of other people's drama. But if you want to be involved in it, you gotta ask questions. You gotta pry. You gotta try to get the tea. You gotta try to get all the details so you can have something to talk about later. That's how drama works. But if you want to stay away from drama, you just stay in your own lane, mind your own business, and you don't ask questions. You don't stick your nose where it doesn't need to be. This is why it's important to focus on yourself, because when you focus on others, you're bringing that energy and that drama into your life. You're inviting it in. But if you stay in your own lane and you just mind your own business, you won't have to deal with all that drama. Also, if somebody comes to you with their drama, you should still try to avoid it as much as possible. Give advice every once in a while, but don't let them unload all their BS onto you. You don't have time for that. What does that mean? It means when you start talking about someone else's problems or what they're doing wrong, you have to realize that there are 3 fingers pointing back towards you. 2 of them are pointing outwards towards them, but 1 is pointing back in yours. When you start criticizing other people and talking about how they not doing things the right way, or they remaking mistakes, you need to understand that you're also making those same mistakes. So what happens if you point out somebody else's mistakes? Their defense mechanism is automatically triggered. You're not going to be receptive to what you're saying. And even if what you're saying is true, you're still not going to want to hear it. So instead of pointing out other people's mistakes, work on your own and shut up about everybody else's. Number 2, it will save you from unnecessary drama. Now this goes hand in hand with no one. You see, there's always drama happening around you. No. 3, it will prevent you from having unnecessary conversations. Number 4, it will help you become a better listener. Now this is a very important point. Now the last thing I want to say is that you should never focus on yourself. Think about it. Denzal Washington, he's done interviews where he talks about how he used to be broke and homeless, and how he turned his life around. So remember, brothers, it's okay to be quiet sometimes. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave me a like and subscribe to the channel.